Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ring Out Podcast. I go by the name of Papo Jr. Today we're gonna react to Tap Out's Corner Top 15 Worst Wrestling Championships. It's at WWE. Is it worldwide? I hope it's worldwide. I would love to see other championships, and other different promotions and indies and stuff like that. And the worst, top 15 worst, but I feel like it's only WWE. I don't know. He didn't mention WWE, but let's see what happens. Let's see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. Have a little fun. Let's see what kind of belts we're gonna see that are fucking trash, terrible. The 24/7 is the first one that comes to mind. And that big red W, don't like that shit at all. I hated the red and the blue WWE championship belts. It looked so fucking stupid. What else? The fucking Pizza Hut fucking World Tag Team Championships. Fucking A, bro. And it's just the lazy with these fucking WWE Championship title belts, bro, nowadays, man. I know it's brand recognition. I get it, but come on, man. There's people that could do it way better than what WWE does it, man. I could do it way better, some crazy shit. I loved the UK Championship. That shit was beautiful, bro. Prestige on the looks of that fucking title, but I ain't gonna waste your time, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do this.
There are so many beautiful and prestigious wrestling championships that look like works of art, and today, we aren't looking at a single one. This is the top 15 worst and ugliest championship belts of all time. Number 15, the AWA World Light Heavyweight
Oh,
Championship.
yes, everywhere.
Okay, look at this thing.
What
it
the
looks like a freaking
fuck?
popsicle. I do give the AWA points for trying something different with the red, white, and blue, but it did not work out. Also, I know that AWA stands for the
Damn.
American Wrestling Association, but the title is specifically the World Light
No.
Heavyweight Championship.
No.
Why would you make a world title look like a US flag? Or for that matter, why
No.
does the American Wrestling Association have a world title? Number 14, the WWF
Good
Heavyweight
question.
Championship. In the late 70s and early 80s, the WWF champion had to lug
Yikes.
this thing around. Now, as a concept, this is an awesome title. The side plates show everyone who had won the championship. and the dates of the title reigns. That's a really cool idea. The execution,
Isn't that the belt that fucking maybe San Martino had it for like the past 7 years or some shit like that? Like this was the title belt I believe that had way too many long reigns. Like us fans nowadays, we were not used to the reign that Roman Reigns had. He had it for like almost 4 years or something like that, or 4 years, and people were getting tired of it and all that. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, but we don't see that nowadays, man. We don't. Cody about to make a year with the WWE Undisputed Championship. WrestleMania makes a year. Well, not WrestleMania, but in a few weeks. No, like the beginning of April, he makes a year as champion. So shout out to him, man. Shout out to him. But yeah, I believe this was the championship that had very long fucking rings, bro.
is a different story. The belt is just too big, and the stacked up side plates aren't a good look. Again, having the dates on there is cool too.
It
but it's just
is.
hard to fit all that information onto a belt. Plus, this design has a short shelf life because once you get past 8 champions, you can't fit anyone else on there. This is still a cool idea, and if you include just the names, I think this is a concept someone should bring back.
Nah, it's fine that the way we have it right now with the champion, whoever's the champion, they got their side plates on the belt. I believe the way it is. It is dope. It is a dope concept. Who won it? From who did this champion won? Who was the previous champion? You know, before this champion became. You know what the fuck I mean. It's early in the morning, but it is a cool concept. But you cannot fit all of them. I was just thinking the same thing before he said it. You know, but that's what I'm thinking. I'm assuming that was the belt where there was a lot of wrestlers that have very long reigns. Cause look at the fucking um all the bouts that happened between that, for that belt.
I, however, cannot say the same thing about number 13, the Crown Jewel Championship. In 2024, WWE announced that the two respective men's and women's world champions would face off at the annual
I'm not
Crown
a
Jewel
fan of
event.
that.
However, their titles would not be on the line. Instead, the winner of each match would be gifted the Crown Jewel Championship.
I'm not a fan of
Okay,
it,
we're
and
right
it's
again.
fucking
Well,
ugly
for
too.
one, I'm not a fan of this taller shape that some belts have. It just looks odd to me, and it leaves a lot of empty space on the plate.
That's just
But
not
by
gonna
far,
last
the
long.
worst part of the Crown Jewel Championship is just how generic it looks. It's devoid of personality and looks like it could be just about any championship for any company. Why not add in some purple, like the color of the Crown Jewel event? Especially since this is a title that is only going to appear once a year, why not give it some personality?
And
I'll
they
take
get,
the greatest
and instead of the belt, they get rings. And look at this fucking shit.
Royal Rumble Championship over the Crown Jewel Championship any day. Number 12, the AEW Women's World Championship. Specifically,
Oh, that
I'll
little
talk
small
about the very
shit.
first design that was introduced in 2019. Like with the Crown
It was
Jewel
for Rio,
Championship,
that's
I don't
why.
like the oval shape of the
'Cause-
center plate, but my real problem with this belt is that it's just too small. It looked like the size of a toy replica and not the actual championship. Someone at AEW must have thought the same
Because they had Riho in their fucking minds that she was gonna be the first champion. Look how small that shit is, bro. And then look, Nyla Rose is holding it up, and look at it. It look like a fucking toy. I'm glad they changed it. It looks way better right now.
because in 2021, the belt was updated to be slightly bigger, which made all the difference. That's an example of a good championship redesign. To see the opposite of that, we head over to WWE with number 11, the WWE United States Championship. Now, I'm not talking about the design used from 2003 to 2020. That belt looked great. I'm talking about the crappy redesign. It's not inherently awful, but it just sucks the life out of the original title. The current United
I'm
States
not feeling it
Championship
either,
looks like
bro.
a basic black strap and gold-plated championship belt.
I'm not feeling
Give it a
that
little
belt
more red,
either.
white, and blue. It's the United States title after all. Make it scream America. Actually, while we're at it, I'm gonna throw the WCW United States title in there too. For
I
the
don't
same
like that
reason.
one either.
It looks like just a generic wrestling title. I honestly prefer the Women's United States Championship. It's basically the same, but the white strap looks
The
better,
white
and
stripe
just one-third of
makes
the US flag
makes
is
it
prominently
pop.
featured. Number 10, the ECW World Tag Team Championship.
I'd rather have different belts stand out on their own, bro. Why would you, if it was between the men's United States and the women's United States, keep the women's United States the way it is right now and change the men's United States title belt. Something completely different that represents America. Keep the women's, change the men. That's it. Don't get me started with the mid card for the women, bro. If y'all want to hear my rant on that shit, Aftermath SmackDown. Oh my god.
And the ECW World Television Championship. Yes, I'm doing 2 for 1, but that's only because both these
Aftermath SmackDown. That means the post show, the SmackDown review that I do for the show. So when I say Aftermath, it's the review.
titles have the exact same problem. Now, the original ECW tag team titles weren't great, but they weren't awful either. However, in 1997, the company redesigned the belts, or more accurately, stole WWE's Intercontinental Championship design and slapped an ECW logo on it.
I'm
That's
dead.
literally what it was. And what makes it even sadder is that they did it again. ECW also redesigned the World Television Championship, and it was just a ripoff of the Winged Eagle WWE Championship. I can understand using the Intercontinental belt for the tag team titles, but why use the Winged Eagle for the World Television Championship? Did the original ECW even air in the United Kingdom? What makes the ripoff titles even worse is that this was ECW, the rebellious anti-establishment organization. Still, here they are, shamelessly copying popular designs from the big guys. Fortunately, someone realized these belts were bad, and much, much better tag team and television belts were made. Number 9.
They didn't give a fuck, bro. They were using real fucking licensed music. They didn't give a shit, bro. That was ECW, man.
The Impact Global Championship.
The
In
what?
2017, TNA merged with Jeff Jarrett's wrestling company, Global Force
Oh,
Wrestling.
that
or
Global
GFW.
Force green
This
bell.
would see the organization
Terrible.
formerly known as TNA now be called GFW Impact Wrestling. New championship belts were made.
Look at
the
that
ropes
terrible
changed to
fuck.
green,
Oh,
and more.
God.
However, the two sides had a falling out, and this resulted in GFW leaving and TNA revert back to being called just Impact Wrestling. I guess TNA got rid of their original world championship because even though they were no longer affiliated with GFW, they kept using the GFW world title. All they did was slap an Impact Wrestling sticker over it. But that wasn't the most embarrassing part. TNA ran out of stickers and couldn't cover up the GFW logos on the side plates. In a way though, this makes this championship the most TNA
That is
of all the
terrible.
TNA titles. Number 8,
That
the
is
Rated R
terrible.
WWE Championship. Now, I know that the spinner belt is widely considered a bad championship.
As a kid, I enjoyed it, man. You cannot like, come on. When you were a kid and you see that shit just spinning, the US title belt just spinning, the old folks didn't like it. But now as I get older, it's like, what the fuck, bro? Did we really John Cena really had that back then? As a kid, I fucking loved it. Come on, man. Spinning rims was the shit back then, man. In your cars, in your 20-inch, 26-inch fucking rims. Bro, spinning rims. Now you got spinning title belts. As a kid, I liked them, bro. I was a fucking kid. I was like, what, fifth grade, sixth grade, fourth grade?
However, can we at least give a
The
little bit
rated
of
R
hate to what Edge
superstar,
did to it?
I
After
did not
defeating
like
John
it.
Cena and winning his second WWE Championship, the Rated R Superstar threw Cena's belt into the water and then presented his own. It was the exact
I
same
did
belt,
not like
but
it
now
at
with
all.
Edge's logo in the center. It just looked so out of place on that belt. It
Terrible.
didn't match the design at all. What makes it even sadder is that Edge had drawn up a custom belt that actually looked pretty sweet. I'm
Oh.
guessing that since replicas of the spinner belt sold so well, WWE didn't want to stray too far from that design. However, that gave us about a month of this ugly looking thing. Number 7, the UWF Sports Channel Television Championship.
The what?
The Universal Wrestling Federation, or UWF, was a company that ran from 1990 to 1996. What it tends to be remembered for nowadays is its insane owner, Herb Abrams. I'm not going to go into all that, but looking at the company's TV title, you'll get an idea of how petty Mr. Abrams was. Sports Channel was the network that
Yikes.
aired UWF episodes. So, like what AEW would do decades later, the company made a title named after the network. I always appreciate a non-black strap belt, but the silver plates on the white don't work. There are also just too many
Gold and
colors,
white
with the
works.
UWF logo
The white stripe intercontinental champion, the one that Cody brought back. Oh man. Oh, that was beautiful.
green, yellow, and blue, and the Sports Channel logo adding red. Also, just like with ECW, why are there eagles on a television championship? Additionally, while the UWF letters on the sides are a neat idea, I don't think they work with the TV title. They seem like they would have been better for the company's World Heavyweight Championship. But the real reason the initials are here is for one, petty jab. You see, Herb Abrams wanted to work with Vince McMahon and the WWE. When that didn't happen, Abrams launched the UWF to compete against them. Then, to really stick it to him, Herb designed the television title so that when he held it, the belt said F you, which is entirely directed at Vince McMahon. To his credit, Herb Abrams was the Attitude Era before the Attitude Era. Number 6, the CMLL Arena Coliseo Tag Team Championship. CMLL is the largest wrestling company in Mexico and is actually the oldest wrestling company still in existence, with its origins dating back to 1933. Despite having close to 100
Oh,
years of
Stephanie.
experience, they're still struggling to design good championship belts.
What the
Case in point,
fuck?
the Arena Coliseo Tag Team titles. Kind of like the previously mentioned WWF World Heavyweight title, the Arena Coliseo titles try to incorporate history
Oh,
by having the
God.
faces of luchadors emblazoned on the belt. It's a cool
No.
idea, but since you're not usually seeing the belts from that close up, it ends up giving the titles this odd cheese-like texture. Probably doesn't help either that the color is yellow and has a rectangular shape. Number 5,
No.
the 24/7 Championship.
Yeah, that's one of them. Man, what was I gonna say? One that came to my mind just now, the New Japan TV Championship. I fucking hated it. I hated it. Zack Sabre Jr. was wearing that shit all around. I get it. The shape of a fucking TV on a like it looked like a retro TV on some shit. It looks fucking dumb. It looks stupid. And I don't know what television you guys are in. Y'all not on Access TV anymore. So maybe in Japan only. Yeah, maybe in Japan only. But nah, nah. That belt is fucking ugly. Y'all
I
could do
don't mind the
better.
24/7
The new IWGP belt, no, look like a fucking butterfly. The fucking old one looks way better. The one that Okada was holding, and he was fucking hurt by the fact that they changed it. And look at this piece of shit right here.
title as a concept, but even I'll admit, this was an ugly looking belt.
And
It
Foley,
just has such a plain and basic design.
look at that shit. And Foley was mad. Oh, the belt. The belt doesn't make the wrestler makes the belt. Shut the fuck up, bro. Look at that garbage. Look ugly at looking shit, bro. Come on, bro. Stop it, man. I'll be embarrassed holding that shit too. And that shit didn't even last
I
long.
get it's not meant to be a prestigious championship, but couldn't they have given it a bit more detail? For crying out loud, the side plates are just empty squares. You couldn't slap a 24/7 logo on there or something? No wonder Nikki
Pathetic.
Cross failed to throw the title
And she
away.
failed to
Even the
throw it up.
trash
Look at
can
that.
didn't want it.
The trash
Number
can
4,
didn't
the
want it.
Fabulous Moolah Women's Championship. Time has revealed all the awful stuff Fabulous Moolah has done. I'm not going to go into all of it, partially because some of it's pretty disgusting, but something that did come to light
Gross.
years later was Moolah's stranglehold on women's wrestling in the United States. Moolah used her influence to basically control women's wrestling throughout the mid 1900s. This resulted in her being WWE Women's Champion for almost 30 years. That's not a typo either. From 1956 to 1984, WWE recognizes the Fabulous Moolah as their women's champion. And nothing visualizes this better than what Moolah did to the WWE Women's title. During her nearly 3-decade-long title reign, this is the belt Moolah used. It doesn't even say Women's Champion or anything. It's literally just a picture of Moolah with a crown above her. Imagine if Roman Reigns or Cody Rhodes slapped a picture of themselves on their titles. I know people say the Divas Championship is one of the worst women's championship belt designs,
It is.
but Fabulous Moolah's title makes it look like
Oh,
a work of
God.
art. However, as hard to believe as it might be, there is one women's championship that looks even worse than this. I'll share that later. For now, let's look at number 3, the WCW Cruiserweight Tag Team Championship. In 2001, WCW had so many cruiserweight wrestlers, they decided to expand the division and introduce tag team titles. Now, the idea behind the championship isn't bad, with the belt looking sort of like an eagle, but man, the execution
What
was
the
awful.
fuck?
There's too much empty space on the black strap, and it kind of looks like an arts and crafts project. It also just seems a little too bland, especially with the cruiserweight division being focused on high.
I didn't know this was a thing.
The belts honestly look unfinished. I wouldn't be surprised if they were. Just 8 days after the first cruiserweight tag team champions were crowned, WCW would go out of business. It's not surprising
Terrible.
that when WWE bought WCW and did the Invasion storyline, they did not bring over these titles. Number 2, the WWWF World Heavyweight Championship. I know that back in the 60s, wrestling championships,
Oh, that
and
was-
wrestling in general, was different than what it is today. However, the
That was Bruno's title. The one that I said. I mean, I thought it was that one. That big circle with the fucking 8 squares on the fucking side. The 8 side plates and shit. I thought it was that one. So this is the Bruno one. Bet.
original WWWF World title is so bad. Here's what the WWE Championship looks like today, and here's what the original looked like. This honestly looks like an actual belt you would use to hold up your pants, but there's so much more wrong with this title. The side plates look like two people kissing, and despite it being the World Championship for the Worldwide Wrestling Federation, the center plate is shaped like the US. Are wrestling companies just really bad at geography? Okay, we've made it to number 1. Brace yourselves, because the number 1 worst wrestling championship is the WWE Spinner Belt. Nah, I'm kidding. The actual worst wrestling championship belt is number 1, the Pure J Openweight Championship.
The what?
So people always say the Divas Championship is awful. It's the ugliest belt of all time.
It
I'm not
is.
saying
It didn't
they're
even
wrong,
make the
but
list.
I am saying they have clearly never seen the Pure J Openweight Championship. Pure J is a Japanese women's wrestling company. They have several titles and they all look fine, except for the Openweight Championship. Here it is. It looks like something.
Nigga,
from
this
Prime.
one looked terrible too.
Pure J is a Japanese women's wrestling company. They have several
This one looked terrible too. Bro, this is like a belt you could get from Amazon, bro. You could make your own belt on Amazon. It's like they didn't even try.
titles and they all look fine, except for the Openweight Championship. Here it is. It looks like something a car
What the fuck?
dealership would give to their sales team. The text on the front is in this basic font, and the belt has this see-through plastic strap that just makes it seem cheap. But what's worse, seeing something bad or hearing something bad? If you want to hear the worst wrestling theme songs, watch this.
Oh man, those belts, bro, terrible. He didn't put the divas in there either, maybe because there were others that were worse than that. I'm glad he put other companies around the world, even from the past, because I thought it was gonna be just WWE. This was a good list. I enjoyed this. I learned a lot. I did not know that the WCW Cruiserweight Tag Team Championships was a fucking thing. I had no idea. And I made a mistake on the the WWF belt, whatever that belt that Iron Sheik was holding and Hulk Hogan was holding with the 8 side plays. I thought that was San Martino. No, the one that San Martino had was way worse than that. That looked like on the side plays there was two fucking wrestlers kissing, bro. And then you called that the world champion, but you got the US fucking no, you got the US on the fucking belt. Like, what are we doing here, bro? What are we doing here? But ladies and gentlemen, if you like this video, if you made it this far, hit the like, hit the subscribe, man. Help out your boy. Wanna grow this what you call it? Wanna grow this channel, wanna get my own community, my own people out here, those that think just like I do. I think like others as well. You know, great minds think alike, bro. I'm not a fucking mark.
You fucking mark!
I told you I'm not.
You fucking mark!
Okay, I guess I am. MJF, whatever MJF says, I am, yo. All right?
You fucking
I
mark!
fucking get it, bro. Leave me alone. Ladies and gentlemen, I do aftermath post shows for SmackDown. I used to do watch alongs, but to be honest, I need the audience. I need the fucking audience. I need the support. I need the people who wants to hang out with me on my watch alongs and chat, interact, and all that good stuff. Previous watch alongs did not go well for me. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's all good. The grind is not gonna stop. I'll do SmackDown. I'm gonna start doing NXT as well. Do I do Raw? I wish I can, but my personal life gets in the way. So I have priorities, man. Always have your priorities first, bro. Everything else, that shit could wait like this. But at the same time, I'ma still grind here whenever I can, whenever I got the chance. If you made it this far, and once again, hit the like, comment down below what you thought was the worst title belt. What belts do you think that should have made the list? Would like to know as well. Hit the subscribe, help your boy out. I go by the name of Papa Jr. And yeah, until next time.
Goodbye. Mwah, and good night, bang.
One love.